Hello, 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 everyone. Welcome to the special edition of Sussex Saturday. It's truly a special trash time. Um, we had to discuss the one that was arrested, but gonna try to limit it down. I apologize if you can hear a revving race car because my husband's working on his, and so apologies if you can hear it. But anyway, so good to see so many of you. Happy to see you all. I'm not going to delay it. I'm going to do my little disclaimer and get into it because this is going to be a quick one. Okay? Quick one. Here we go. Copyright disclaimer under Section 107 of the Copyright Act 1976. Allowance is made for fair use for purposes such as criticism, comment, news reporting, teaching, scholarship, and research. Fair use is a... Okay, it was giving me an error on the regular YouTube side. Not sure why, but I'm going to try it again. Copyright disclaimer under Section 107 of the Copyright Act 1976. Allowance is made for fair use for purposes such as criticism, comment, news reporting, teaching, scholarship, and research. Fair use is a use permitted by copyright statute that might otherwise be infringing. Okay. It played on both sides. So I have horizontal and vertical going. So it was playing on the vertical side, but not the horizontal. Strange. All right. I just wanted to share something. For the first time, I put for StreamYard, which is how I stream this live one. And they have they kind of give the content creators a little gift, so to speak, if they share out the link. And it was quick because this morning was the first time, and they already told me, "Oh, you received your first referral click." I'm like, "What?" Thank you to whoever that was. I appreciate you. Okay, thank you. Let me see. Zipping through. Um, I wasn't going to read my favorite quote from Harry and Meghan. Y'all can drag the living out of the one that we know so well that got arrested. Anyway, I think I need to add him in the trash can, but here we go. Let me get my little thing I have. It's your favorite time, trash time. It's your favorite time, trash time, trash time, trash time. Apologies to those maybe on the vertical. I don't think it showed, and I clicked somewhere else. And StreamYard doesn't want me to be my greatest. Not that I want to be my greatest today. Y'all know. Anyway, so it is trash time. There we go. That's showing on both sides. The reason why I waited until today. So the arrest happened, for those that may have been under a rock and didn't hear, that Andrew Mountbatten Windsor, formerly Prince Andrew, formerly Queen Elizabeth's favorite, son, was arrested on Thursday the 19th, his 66th birthday. Gangster, diabolical, nasty work. Okay. But the reason I figured I won't do a trash time on Thursday, I'll wait till Saturday. Just because it's just I'm gonna go live, and I figured, why not wait till today? But this is the headlines from back yonder, letting us know how the family felt about Andrew then. So it was very clear. They're out, Harry and Meghan. He's in, Andrew. Rode to church with the Queen many times, and that they always said was her signal of support. Even though she wrote a check to a young American woman who had been fighting and fighting and fighting to get that nutcase Andrew to speak with Scotland Yard, I believe, because then they would have at least given the information, we hope, to the U.S. authorities. But he wouldn't. He claimed he didn't know her. He doesn't sweat, none of that stuff. But Mimi Dearest paid a huge settlement amount that we know of, and so support was there. Hmm. But being that the Epstein files have been thrust wide open, like some of them young girls' legs. Um, Andrew's naughtiness. How y'all let yourselves be pictured is beyond me. Y'all set yourselves up to be, um, have somebody come after you and give me the money, give me the money, give me the money. Yeah. But you also just, future. You didn't think into the future. You never thought those pictures would be, but they were, and they are. So, this was the headlines, one of the many, but, I like how they put this, and I fell out laughing. Ex Prince Andrew arrested on the morning of his 66th birthday as police search his homes in Sandringham and Windsor. So, 6 6. You're just missing 1 6, but the year has the 6 on it. So 666. The lady in black. But, while those in the squad cracked up laughing because we really did. We were like, what the? Okay. Wow. Um, I did hear from a couple of people that are in the UK that were like, yeah, it immediately became happy hour during that when the news broke. So, they arrested him following Epstein revelations. That was always out there. Do we not remember that interview he did when he claimed he doesn't sweat and he doesn't know that person? After the check had been sent. But, the BBC, there was a formal announcement, which I am not going to read the bullshit that they put out. Because you always supported him. There's pictures of the king and consort right with Andrew in the back going to church. Child, it should catch flame every time you go up in there. Oof. But yeah. Arrested for what was it? Potential misconduct or suspicion of misconduct in public office. So while he was a prince, which now y'all stripped him of that, so he's not. So now you arrest him instead of when he was a prince. The hopscotch and fucking games that they have played over there. You protected him. You protected a one that had done even more horrid things to the young boys, especially, you know. Y'all know who I'm talking about. But Andrew, I'm just showing this. Rest in peace to Virginia. You said you didn't know her. There's also another picture where you're looking out of Epstein's door in New York at the New York apartment, and a young woman is behind you. But you said you didn't know her. And there's, the mistress pimp behind you. So that's why you look like a fucking nutcase on the ride home with police security. Go figure. Harry had to fight for and is fighting for security because I'm not sure if that truly got settled. But yeah, had security protection going back home. Ooh, for the ex-prince. Ooh. Security that is paid for by the taxpayers. Y'all are getting screwed left, right, and in front and in back. Oh, there's Kuja. She had something to say about this whole thing herself. So I think my husband came in. Yeah, he did. Okay, so I wanted to share this picture. He looks crazy as a. Not that they roughed him up. He was in and out in a flash. Probably how. Never mind. Let me move on. Okay, so. Woosah. Headlines already starting. After Andrew Mountbatten, Windsor's arrest, quote, the show must go on, end quote, for the royal family. You're trying to spin the whole, oh, we've got to repair their tarnished, you know, appearance in the public. Child, they've been protecting that for decades, and they've known of his proclivity. Epstein, Giselle had also had pictures taken in Buckingham Palace, sitting on the throne. This one, that one in Windsor, all the way around. Yes, Kuja's given her 2 cents too. So the whole suddenly he's arrested is it was wild because the day before I saw this out on X, one of the squaddies had shared, and I literally was like, well, what were the 5 words? Not I only saw the screenshot. I was not looking for the article. I could care less. But it was these it was these 5 words that got me. After split from Kate Middleton. I was like, huh? Yeah. The day after that, here comes the arrest. Yeah, 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 yeah. What was Sway Sway? See, this is to cover up some shit. He's done something. Maybe too many pulled pork sandwiches and the right pulled pork was trying to pull back. Okay, I'm just saying. Anyway, this was a headline. Someone didn't have the date, they just had the screenshot, but I remember it. Beatrice and Eugenie will rue the day they cross ruthless Wills and Kate during Mexit, which I hate to say that word, but that's part of the headline. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Poor things have always been on the outs. They were on the outs. Their support, lack of support, whatever to Harry and Meghan is neither here nor there. Eugenie is much closer to Harry. We all know that, or was at the time. Don't know what the dynamics are. But yeah, it's just interesting. They had this all set up along the way. Scapegoats, fall guy, all that stuff. Because, thankfully, our faves are sitting in California, minding their God loving business. And people have been trying to mix it around and spin it into Harry. Don't, this is Andrew's doing. He was best friends with Epi, as was or as is current number 47. Wants to play like he didn't know the man. Don't play it. There's enough picture evidence. Just Google people. hmm That'll help you. But anyway, this truly is, us. Come outside. We're not going to jump you. We're really not. We're going to laugh at you. We're going to show you your hypocrisy. That's all the stuff that we're going to do. But other than that, we're not going to jump you. That's not going to happen. Hold on one second, everybody. All right. Sorry about that. So, anyway, the lady in black is on point, as I always say. She's there to get you when you least expect that she's got you already. hmm So, I guess he won't be on the balcony anytime soon, will he? Or will he, but just way in the back row, hoping that nobody sees him back there. Time will tell. Now, I will say, and I always say, my middle finger energy is always up and stuck when it comes to that family over there in the UK behind them golden walls and palaces and gates and all that, as well as the UK media that keeps pushing the bullshit, and some people keep eating it up. But, a special middle finger up to those who did not appreciate my commentary on Piers Morgan last week. How he tripped into his karma, and then the short I put out. He didn't appreciate that. So my middle finger is up at you all too. Because if you want to defend him, fuck yeah. Okay. Now, um, my closer, it just kind of fits for today. I felt. I saw this comment, just had to share it. So it does speak to the current number 47 and how people felt during the election back in 2024, but it's still fitting now because people have comments still. The amount of white people in my comment section telling me, a black woman, that the only reason I am supporting a candidate is because she is a black woman, while they continue to support white men, typically old ones, for that exact reason, is really interesting. Very much so. It should be studied. Don't you think it should be studied? Yes. But don't ask us why we supported who we supported when you support who you support for the reasons that you support them. Hmm. There's been one known black president, and we know that color, pigment, separation for the people, just a social construct. So, yeah, food for thought. Okay. Let me jump in the comments. Let me look at my time. Okay, about 11 minutes, 10 minutes or so, and then I'll end this live. Let me go all the way up until I see. And then hello to everyone who's come in. If you're in the vertical, tap the screen twice. It'll do the thumbs up if you're on your cell phone. And then, of course, those on your computers or tablets, if you are in the horizontal, you know how to hit the thumbs up. Thank you. All right. So hello, everyone who has joined. So um let me see. I know Wendy, you were the last. This was the last comment that I saw. I'm just gonna go down from here and just say hello. Um mine titty. Oh, okay. Praying for Jesus to return. Sure. Keep on praying. That's all I'm gonna say. Glorious Platter. Hi, sis. How are you? Good to see you. Thank you for the thumbs up. Hey, boss lady Denise. How you doing? I haven't seen some of y'all in a while. I haven't been on this side in this hallway in a while, but trying to do better, trying to do better. Okay. Hey, Kim. Let me see. Much love to everyone. God knows we all need some during these crazy current events. Yes. I'm not. Yes. Yeah. We just have to keep on keeping on, right? Um, Let me come down. Joanna, hello to you. I can't believe I made it for trash time. It was this is special trash time only, so we're limited on what we. Yeah. hmm I needed to do it because I needed to let y'all get it all out, and then we can move on to something positive because there's always good positive stuff. Okay. Hey, Mina, how are you? How are you? Let me see. Oh, here's a nut one. Epstein represented the entire Democrat Party. If you give $1 billion to every Democrat, all the children in the world would disappear. Uh, all parties are the same, Republican and Democrat. That's my feeling. You want to believe that one group is worse than the other, you really need to take the scales off your eyes. Okay. Biden, your picture, yeah, he's not in office. The one that is, yeah, good luck with that. And I'm so thankful to the Supreme Court telling him to take his tariffs. I had to mute myself. Okay. Hey, the Bud Files, how are you? Hey Sam, how you doing? How you doing? Gwen says those vipers protected the pedophile. PDF file. But tried to destroy Meghan and Harry. Yes, more so Megan. Still try, but protect. The ancestors are protecting, and they don't want to listen to us when we keep telling them that. Gloria, you like that? That face shows 666. Well, I'm just saying. Okay. Wendy, I love all these quotes here. Quote, Prince Andrew is sweating a lot after arrest. Yes, but he said he doesn't sweat. Okay. Fergie needs to be questioned too by the police. She was, quote, very close to the pervert Epstein. Well, loans. You really went to him. Epstein truly was the most powerful person because he had people on Probably film as well as in pictures, excuse me, with underage, regardless of gender. I'll just say that because people who have seen, yeah, they're like, if you really, I don't ever want to see any of it necessarily. Um, many say, oh, the powers of the world, it would destroy so destroy it. Isn't that how Jesus will come back? Oh, okay. Yeah, some of y'all need to clock it quickly. Let the Sodom fall, and that's the globe. All right, let me move on. Okay, because I got to get out of here. Hey, Mikey, how are you? Good to see you. Good to see you. Hello, Abbott Reader. Good to see you. Okay. Kim is saying, VS, if Randy Andy didn't sweat back then, did you see him slouching in the back of the car? Pedro is definitely sweating. That's that picture. The I was going to try to get a better like the contrast a little better, but I was like, no, this is perfect. He needs to look nutty and crazy and scary because he is all that. Okay, yes, that's where that picture's from. Him in the back in the car again, being protected by taxpayer security because he is still a member of the royal family. Okay, lest they ever try to forget that. All right. Wendy says William should be questioned too about taking 1 million from his special friend and co-founder of Earthshot, who enjoys torture videos and a good friend of Epstein too. Ooh. Well, I mean, the director of the movie that was released several weeks ago of the current and previous first lady was best friends with Epi too. And there's pictures of him in number 47. So yeah, if they have to topple the whole fucking globe, topple it to get rid of them, to just clear them out. They're the ones that need to be cleared to protect the children. Okay, let me move on. Hello, cookies and cream, my manager. How are you? Boney is saying Trump doing a shaggy. It wasn't me. Yeah, he's trying, but it just doesn't work. I mean, they're doing what they can to save him. Yes, he is demonic. That is true. But they said all of them were. They used to say some crazy things about the queen. Lord, that's right, Gwen. They all are demons. Yes. Even if you thought I am, oh well. Okay. Gwen is saying Donald Trump is senseless, weak, idiot. Well, many love him. That's all I'm going to say. Cookies and cream. That ungodly family is knee deep in Prince Teddy Bear's mess. They covered up for him all these years. Now the chickens have definitely come home to roost. They're definitely, I guess it's clucking loudly. Yes, they are. And we don't want to hear the noise now. We don't want to hear, oh, well, we are shocked. No, you're not. Especially, I'll go back to the one that you protected way back, even before Andrew was an adult. You protected and knew that there was stuff going on because people were saying, and you destroyed lives because you didn't protect the ones that then became that person. I'll say the last name, Seville. You didn't protect anyone. You didn't help the victims. You didn't protect anyone else becoming a victim. So they can all go float off on the same, hopefully burning raft. All right. Let me see. Chris is asking, do you have a picture of Diddy, Bill Cosby, or Diddy arrest picture? Let's stick with the fucking topic that we're discussing, which is Andrew Mountbatten Windsor being arrested on his 66th birthday. You wanted to talk about Diddy, you could talk about that last year. I'm not on the Diddy subject. His ass is sitting in jail. Andrew, unfortunately, has the right pigment and he'll be protected because of who his fucking family is. Now, next question, Chris. Okay. Let me come on down. On Titan, he wasn't black. His mom was white. I'm not sure who you're referring to. Okay. Oh, is that it, Gwen? Titan. If you're talking about Mr. Obama, he's black. Well, that's how the entire fucking world identified him and made very strong references, especially current number 47 was the birther beater of the drum. Hmm. But let's stick to, being realistic about things. We won't talk about that fucker ain't racist. Okay, anyway. Thank you, M. Good to see you. It's good to see you. Let me see. Let me look at the time. Okay. A few more comments and then we'll get out of here. Wendy is saying so Perv Andy had his family support him instead of Harry and Meghan. Now they're all concerned. Such bullshit. Yes, very much so. Very, very, very much so. Lavender, this Pettigrew pick looks like he's being laid in state in a coffin. He probably wishes he could. I mean, they kicked him out of Royal Lodge that his mother, Queen Elizabeth II, had gifted to him for his lifetime, I believe. But, you know, first it was Royal Lodge and then its title. They knew what was coming. I without a doubt, they knew what was coming. Hmm. I mean, they're moving like scared folks because you wouldn't do all that if you were really, not scared or worried or bothered. Bright Eyes, how are you? Good to see you. Delusion, if you think all parties are the same, checklist majority are conservative. Whoop, men. Ooh. Mm-mm-mm. Well, in how they vote, yes, I would say that they are all. Hmm. I mean, is that oh, let me shut up. Mm, we're gonna move on. We're gonna move on. Miss Viv, how are you? Good to see you. Good to see you. Just coming on down, skipping the crazies that I've already addressed once. But thanks for the engagement. Thanks for the engagement. I appreciate it. Mm. Thumbs up or thumbs down is all engagement. Did y'all know that? Oh, okay. If not, let me see. Wendy says William have his PR spin doctors working overtime to make him. He was always against his uncle. Yeah, no, he drove his uncle to the church, and there's pictures of it, and they purposely allow the pictures to show support, and we all should remember. Because they were making a big to do over it shortly after Harry and Meghan threw up their middle fingers in a nice, polite way and left. Okay. Cynthia says that man has made a mess of his life and the royal family enabled it. I am sincerely curious to find out how they're going to try and drag our faves into it. Oh, they're trying. They will try. And I'll give you for an example, and then I'll go on with the rest of going through the comments and then closing out. I'm already over my time limit. This example for you, Cynthia, is they're saying, why are they being so silent? Like, what the fuck do you want them to say? That's what most of Squatty was saying. Like, what the fuck do you want them to say? Hmm. And it's true. What is it that you want them to say? They shouldn't have to say anything. They're over here. He's over there. Y'all protected him. Living in public, I call it public housing, being that the taxpayers are paying for that, There's always something. Hmm. How else you think the royal family continues on? All right. Anyway. Yes, Dee Dee. Remember Andrew's affair with Koo Stark? Yes. That was moons ago, and you do have to be of a certain age, but you can always Google and see the shenanigans that he got into. Yes. That was around the time I do believe that Mama was like, you need to marry now. Like, he was kind of serious about Koo. That would have been. Can you imagine if he'd said, I'm not going to be king, I'm going to marry her? Imagine that. Let me see. Cynthia says also, Via, I'm so happy to have caught one of your lives. A long time no here. Oh, well, thank you. Yes. You know, my schedule's a little different. Woo. Um, Brida says, thank you. Talk about men who are forever protected, Joe. Child. And it's so true. And it's so true. Oh my goodness. Let me just say, I'll say this as a general, but you should pick up because I'm not gonna give your name any more hype. Racism is built on power. Look at all the colonizers. Look at all those currently in power. Mm. Saying it's about, especially here in this country, I'll just say, saying it's about illegal immigration, but the only ones you're targeting are of certain pigments because there's plenty from European countries that are here and have overstayed. I just saw an article headline that said a Russian family discusses how they were treated in the ICE facility. Oh, but they didn't deport your asses. Okay. Anyway, let me go on. Call me what you want. Don't call. Don't mind. Whatever. M says when KC3 says let the law have its course, it means Andrew is in his own. Yeah. Well, but yet when Harry wants to fight for security, they don't let the law have its course, do they? He shows up at court, doesn't he? Let the law have its. If that was the case, his ass should have been gone a long time ago. How about that? Whoops. Joyce, how are you? Let me break it down for you. Whoop, whoop. Here we go. That so called arrest, here we go, was a PR play to get the eyeballs off the leftovers so they could go on engagements. No sweat. Andy is not going to spend a day in jail. That part, all of it, all of it, all of it, all of it. Yes. I will go with what my gut told me when I first saw it. From the headline that talked about his 5 words after he split with Kate Middleton, those are the 5 words that mattered to me. And that headline, of course, being from a tabloid, but they do tell the truth sometimes. Okay. Yeah. And they drop in their nuggets here and there. You have to catch them. So, hey, Veronica, how are you? Okay. Bright Eye says, I don't think you are delusional. I was answering one of your comments. Sorry, it wasn't clear. I was typing. Bad typing. You're too funny. It's okay. It's okay. I guess the folks are keeping the moderators busy in the chat. I don't know. I mean, let them have their say. I've addressed those that I chose to address or that I saw their comments. Um, Ooh, Dee Dee. Dee Dee says when Harry said there is a member of the family that was discussed, and I wonder if he meant Andrew. Well, you could attribute that to all of them. His father, his brother, name it. Just meanwhile, poor Edwina is just dwindling. I mean, was not Andrew part of? He attended the king coronation. He's dressed in royal regale up to the point that they decide to strip his title. So let's not play that they are so outraged. It's bullshit. Okay. Cookies and cream, that ungodly family credibility, reputation, and respectability have been irreparably damaged on the world stage. And that was long before this little arrest. But yeah. Because what happens now, and I guess they don't think, I wish they had somebody in their team that was like a strategic thinker, saw the whole picture, not just this little box that they want to try to put everybody into. Oh, they'll only see this. No. Because with this, many are now saying, wait a minute, you supported him? Like this just became a revelation? How did you not know about this? And then, and then people start digging and Googling use. And then all answers are right there for them. Just Google. Just Google. Wendy says Queen Elizabeth's reputation is a question. Hell yes. Is in question. Hell yes. She was an enabler of her, yes, pervert son. They all received intelligence briefings and Andrew's police reports, so they all knew. I mean, the stuff that all her children did, because don't think they just walk on water and piss in its wine. They were protected, still are, always will be, till they leave up out of this earth. What they gonna do? Just kind of, you know what I mean? Like, oh, we won't. If I'm just saying, for instance, there's Kuja giving her feels on the thing. Um, you know, Andrew were to kick the bucket. I'm just saying, you just got to have some quiet, low key ceremony, and nobody in the family's gonna be there. Come on now. Okay, come on now. Hey, Rosanna, happy Sabbath day to you. Happy Sabbath day to you. Let me see. Wendy is saying the Heritage Foundation is going after Harry's visa status for the third or fourth time. Another distraction, yeah, and he should take up some legal aspect in the privacy. It's private. Those papers are private. Judges have already stated it's privacy. Nobody needs to see those, but the eyes that need to see those papers. Okay. Abbott Reader says Andrew is going to flee the country before they could put him in jail. He's never going to see jail. They let him go immediately. Anyone else would still be sitting. Anyone else would still be sitting in custody. Oh, okay. Going to the UAE. Oh, and then he could keep his proclivity going. Oh, let me stop. That's why William went to visit to get everything arranged. Ooh, for Uncle Pettigrew. Ooh, Abbott Reader, how you think? Ooh, my goodness. Oh, yeah. All right. Miss Viv says Andrew is the fall guy to cover up William. Andrew is the fall guy to cover up William. Andrew is the fall guy to cover up William. Andrew is the fall guy to cover up William. Miss Viv, are you trying to say that Andrew is the fall guy to cover up William? Something's going on. That's all I'm going to say. They didn't go this hard in the investigation of the cousin who allegedly self-deleted himself right before an engagement that they were supposed to attend. I think it was for an uncle, cousin, something, maybe the godfather. I don't know. Woo! Okay. Princess Diana was cool. Yes, she was. Wendy says Fergie has flown the coop headed to the Middle East to hide out. Well, I mean, that means that money is still protecting them. I mean, how many millions did Willie Will get for his Earthjet program? That really is a bite off and stolen idea, as he usually does, and a big flop, but it's probably more money laundering since this is a trash time. Just saying. Okay. All right. Let me see. We're just gonna go down. Yes, greenery. She was taken out. We know that. Um Hey Grace, you said he laid his fat back down in the in the car so that no one will see him, child. And then look crazy as like no shades, no like number one, he doesn't even know how to do it. Lay down on the seat, but I guess as you said, his fat back couldn't do that. Oh, you're saying Andrew is the fall guy to cover up for Williams pertaining in the Epstein files? Well, never know. Never ever know. That would be hard for me to believe, but knowing that there were both the genders were involved in what Epstein offered up on the menu, I could believe it. Okay, let me try to bring it down a little bit. Kim is saying, Veronica, Blue Eyes, is it a full moon? Royal chaos spreading? Had to step out of the chat for a couple of minutes and read one of my dysfunctional family minutes. Ooh, my God. Okay, Kim. Hazel says people lost their careers because they spoke against her perverted son. Right. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Always protected. Hey, Lorna, to you. How you doing? Um, Woo. Okay. Wendy says this police investigation reminds me of the so-called investigation of Princess Diana. We all know how that ended. Window dressing. Yes, that's all it is. That is all it is. And as long as those sane know that third eye, you know, is open and on a full speed vibration, yes. Okay. Just gonna leave it at that. Wendy, what's up with the Norwegian royal family hot mess with their royal close ties to Epstein? He had his hands in, pun intended, every family it appears that was of power, no matter where they were. Hmm. And if anyone truly believes that he offed himself in prison, I have a bridge in Brooklyn, Miami, and in Cali to sell you. Okay, let me come on down. Lorna is saying, I don't know if you cover this, but how did Beatrice take 17 vacations worth 300,000 on her 19,000 a year salary? Daddy's I guess at the time daddy's allowance, they always lived more so when you really say, how are y'all living? They claim Andrew was doing, I guess he had engagements at one point up until that settlement and his interview. And it really was his interview. And because he did so poorly in that interview and nearly raged out on that interview, that Mummy said, no, 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 we have to have you step back. Mm-hmm. No more engagements for you. Mm. But prior to that, money was it was raining money. You know how they always make the the look of the money raining in the strip clubs. That's how it was with the royal family. They just made it rain. Okay, few more comments. Um, Miss Viv says Prince Harry's great grandmother on the Spencer side of his family is an American, so that gives Prince Harry dual citizenship. Ooh, clock that. And then the other one doesn't even need to try it because he needs to stay right on over there. He's going to be, you know, mhm, the future king of it all. Hmm. Wendy says the Royals are all over the Middle East. What's up with that? Oh, and speaking of, so when they had the Formula One race, I want to say it was in Dubai, but maybe it wasn't. Yeah, Fergie was over there because she was captured on TV when the camera was just moving through the crowd. I said, "Ooh, look at you!" And I think I mentioned on the live stream at the time. Just so happened to stop on that sports channel and was like, "What's this?" Oh, Formula One. I was like, "Okay, not true, not really that interested." And then I was like, "Oh, look at Fergie! Knew somebody in the crowd. Go figure." Hmm. Oh, and speaking of Formula One, let me just say this. Lewis, please don't leave Kim K alone. Okay. Don't go there. Okay. Thank you. Carrying on now. Let me see. Grace is saying, what about IG where Andrew was feeling his daughter's backside at funeral? Oh, old boy does not know when to quit. Or let me just on that. I'm really gonna. Okay, so Wendy, this would be the last comment, but okay. So Andrew was arrested for treason, but not for assaulting girls and women. What the fuck? Okay. Yeah, I'm sure my advertising is out the window today, but life goes on. Okay, avid reader. So the royal family had plenty of cash for Randy Andy, but couldn't cough up a few dollars to feed and clothe Meghan. Unbelievable. Okay, and on that note, I hope you all have enjoyed this special trash time about Andrew, as they like to put it, formerly Prince. He's still Prince Andrew. He was born a prince. Okay. You want to just strip the title, whatever. Oh no, don't try to toss him out now. And y'all waited to his 66th birthday. They're gangsters. and they show that they are gangsters. Y'all have a wonderful, blessed rest of your weekend. I shall chat with y'all soon. Take care, everybody. Bye.